Do you often find yourself worrying excessively about different aspects of your life? If so, you're not alone. Generalized Anxiety Disorder, or GAD, is a common mental health condition that affects millions across the globe. It's characterized by persistent excessive worry, often about everyday situations. But what exactly is GAD? How is it diagnosed? And most importantly, how can one cope with it effectively? These are the questions we'll be addressing today. So stay with us as we delve deeper into the world of GAD. Generalized Anxiety Disorder, often abbreviated as GAD, is a mental health condition characterized by excessive, persistent worry and anxiety about various aspects of life. It's more than just feeling anxious before a big presentation or worrying about a major life event. We all experience these kinds of anxieties, and they are a normal part of life. But for someone with GAD, the worry is constant, often irrational, and can become overwhelming. Imagine your mind as a snow globe, constantly being shaken up with worry, making it hard to see clearly or find peace. That's what GAD can feel like. It's like being stuck in a loop of worrying about everything and anything, from health and work to everyday routines and decisions. In terms of prevalence, GAD is one of the most common mental health conditions, affecting millions of people worldwide. According to the World Health Organization, GAD affects up to 5% of the global population at some point in their life. That's more than 300 million people who may struggle with this disorder. What sets GAD apart from normal anxiety is the intensity, duration, and impact on daily life. For instance, while it's normal to worry about a job interview, someone with GAD might spend weeks losing sleep over it, imagining every possible outcome and becoming consumed by the fear of failure. The worrying associated with GAD is often disproportionate to the situation at hand and typically lasts for 6 months or more. It's not something you can just snap out of or ignore. It's a persistent, pervasive sense of dread that can interfere with day-to-day activities, relationships, and overall quality of life. One of the key challenges with GAD is that it's not always visible to others. It's a silent struggle that many people face internally, often without anyone else knowing. This can make it difficult to seek help, perpetuating the cycle of anxiety and worry. GAD involves chronic and uncontrollable anxiety that interferes with daily functioning. It's a complex condition, but with understanding and support, it can be managed effectively. The symptoms of GAD can manifest in various ways, affecting both the mind and body. It's a bit like a chameleon, changing colors to blend in, making it sometimes hard to identify. However, there are some common signs that can indicate the presence of this disorder. In the realm of the mind, excessive and persistent worry is a hallmark of GAD. This isn't the typical worry about an upcoming presentation or a first date. It's worry on steroids, constant and about everything from the mundane to the significant, often without a discernible cause. Then there's restlessness, a feeling of being on edge, like you've had one too many cups of coffee. It's a jittery sensation, a mental itch you can't quite scratch. This may be accompanied by irritability, where the smallest things seem to set you off, making you feel like a ticking time bomb. Concentration can also take a hit. With a mind buzzing like a beehive, it can be challenging to focus on tasks, conversations, or even enjoyable activities. It's like trying to read a book in the middle of a rock concert. Physical symptoms are part and parcel of GAD too. Muscle tension can leave you feeling like you've run a marathon, even when you've barely made it off the couch. This tension can lead to fatigue, a weariness that sleep doesn't seem to cure. Speaking of sleep, insomnia often comes along for the ride with GAD. It's those long, frustrating nights spent staring at the ceiling, thoughts racing like a runaway train, making sleep an elusive dream. And don't forget the physical discomforts. Headaches that pound like a drum, stomach aches that twist and turn, and nausea that leaves you feeling queasy. These physical symptoms can often lead to frequent visits to the doctor, which can add to the anxiety. Now, it's important to remember that everyone experiences some of these symptoms from time to time. We all have sleepless nights, days when we're more irritable, or times when worry gets the better of us. But with GAD, these symptoms are persistent, lasting for 6 months or more, and they interfere with daily life. Imagine going through your day with a constant sense of dread hanging over you, or feeling physically exhausted without having done anything strenuous, or having your thoughts in a constant loop of worry and fear. That's the reality for those living with GAD. But here's the good news: recognizing these symptoms is the first step towards seeking help and managing GAD. So if you or someone you know seems to be exhibiting these signs, don't ignore them. Reach out to a mental health professional. There's no shame in seeking help, and there are effective treatments available that can make a world of difference. It's essential to recognize these symptoms and seek professional help if you or someone you know is experiencing them on a regular basis. The exact cause of generalized anxiety disorder is not fully understood, but it's believed to result from a combination of genetic, environmental, and biological factors. Indeed, the mystery of our minds and the complexity of mental health disorders like GADD is a fascinating yet challenging area of study. It's a bit like trying to solve a puzzle where the pieces are constantly changing. However, several potential causes and risk factors have been identified, and they can generally be categorized into three main areas: genetic factors, environmental stressors, and neurochemical imbalances. Firstly, let's talk about the role of genetics. Just like the color of your eyes or the shape of your nose, anxiety disorders can run in families. If you have a close relative, such as a parent or sibling, with an anxiety disorder, you're more likely to develop GAD. This doesn't mean it's a certainty, but just that you may have a predisposition. Next, we have environmental stresses. This includes life experiences that have a significant impact on our mental well-being. Traumatic events such as accidents, abuse, or the loss of a loved one can trigger GAD in some individuals. Chronic stressors like ongoing relationship problems, work pressures, or financial difficulties can also contribute to the development of this disorder. Then we have neurochemical imbalances. Our brains are a complex network of chemicals and circuits that help us think, feel, and behave. In people with GAD, there seems to be an imbalance in certain neurotransmitters, specifically serotonin and dopamine. These chemicals are crucial for regulating mood and feelings of well-being. When they're out of balance, it can lead to symptoms of anxiety. Beyond these factors, certain personality traits have also been linked to GAD. For instance, people who are naturally high-strung, perfectionistic, or have a tendency towards negative thinking might be more prone to developing this disorder. Moreover, having another mental health disorder, such as depression or another anxiety disorder, can increase the risk of GAD. Chronic physical health conditions like heart disease can also make a person more susceptible. It's important to remember, though, that these factors don't work in isolation. Often, it's a combination of many factors that contribute to the development of GAD. Each person's experience is unique, and what triggers GAD in one person may not have the same effect in another. This is why understanding these risk factors is so crucial. It allows us to see the bigger picture and realize that mental health disorders like GAD don't occur in a vacuum. They are influenced by a multitude of factors, both within and outside of our control. And by understanding these factors, we can take a more proactive approach to managing our mental health. It allows healthcare professionals to develop more personalized treatment plans, and it empowers individuals to make informed decisions about their health. Understanding these risk factors can help individuals and healthcare professionals identify and address the underlying causes of GAD. While living with GAD can be challenging, there are several effective coping strategies and treatment options available. Let's start with cognitive behavioral therapy, commonly referred to as CBT. This is a type of psychotherapy that helps individuals identify and challenge negative thought patterns and behaviors associated with anxiety. It's like having a mental toolbox filled with coping mechanisms that can be used to manage worry and dread. Picture the mind as a garden and CBT as the gardener, weeding out unhelpful thoughts and planting seeds of positivity and resilience. Now let's talk about medication. Antidepressants, anti-anxiety medications, and beta blockers are often prescribed to manage symptoms of GAD. These work by balancing the chemicals in the brain that regulate mood and stress responses. But remember, medication is like a tailored suit. It needs to fit just right. Therefore, it's essential to work closely with a healthcare provider to find the right medication and dosage based on individual needs and medical history. Relaxation techniques too play a significant role in managing GAD. Techniques like deep breathing, meditation, yoga, and progressive muscle relaxation can help reduce stress and promote relaxation. Think of these techniques as a personal retreat, a sanctuary in the mind where peace and tranquility reside. They're like mini vacations from the whirlwind of worries, giving the mind a much-needed break and the body a chance to unwind. Lifestyle changes can also significantly impact anxiety levels. A balanced diet, regular exercise, and adequate sleep are fundamental pillars of mental well-being. It's like maintaining a car. Fuel it right, take it for regular runs, and ensure it gets plenty of rest. Moreover, reducing caffeine and alcohol, which can trigger or exacerbate anxiety symptoms, can also be beneficial. Think of caffeine and alcohol as frenemies. They might seem like good company, but they often leave you in a worse state. Then there's the power of social support. Connecting with others, sharing experiences, and seeking help when needed can make a world of difference. Whether it's friends, family, support groups, or mental health professionals, never underestimate the strength found in unity. Picture it as a band of warriors standing together, ready to face the battles of the mind. And lastly, self-care is not just a buzzword, it's a necessity. Taking time out to do things that bring joy, relaxation, and satisfaction can help manage anxiety. It's like watering a plant. The more you nourish it, the more it thrives. In conclusion, coping with GAD is not about eliminating anxiety completely. It's about learning to manage it effectively to lead a fulfilling and productive life despite its presence. It's about finding balance and harmony amidst the chaos, like a tree standing strong in a storm, bending with the wind but never breaking. With the right treatment and coping strategies, individuals with GAD can lead fulfilling and productive lives. Remember, it's not about the storm, but learning to dance in the rain. Living with generalized anxiety disorder can be challenging, but remember, you are not alone. We've covered a lot of ground today, from understanding what GAD is to recognizing its symptoms and causes, and finally exploring various coping strategies and treatment options. GAD is characterized by excessive, persistent worry and anxiety about different aspects of life without a specific trigger or cause. It's more than just feeling anxious occasionally. It's a chronic, uncontrollable anxiety that can interfere with daily activities. The symptoms of GAD are wide-ranging and can affect both the mind and body. Persistent worry, restlessness, difficulty concentrating, muscle tension, and sleep disturbances are some of the common signs. Physical symptoms like headaches, stomach aches, and nausea can also be part of the picture. While the exact cause of GAD is not fully understood, it's believed to be a blend of genetic, environmental, and biological factors. Risk factors such as a family history of anxiety disorders, traumatic life experiences, neurochemical imbalances, personality traits, and chronic medical conditions can make one more susceptible to developing GAD. Managing GAD can be challenging, but there are various coping strategies and treatment options available. Cognitive behavioral therapy, medication, relaxation techniques, and lifestyle changes can all play a significant role in managing the symptoms of GAD. Remember, if you or someone you know is experiencing symptoms of GAD, it's crucial to reach out to a healthcare professional. They can provide a proper diagnosis and guide you towards the best treatment approach. Living with GAD is not a sign of weakness, and seeking help is not a failure. It's a step towards understanding your mind better and taking control of your life. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, there is help available, and it's okay to reach out. You're not alone in this journey, and there's a whole community of people ready to offer support. Be kind to yourself and take it one day at a time.